Hey y'all, how are ya? I just wanted to chat a little bit, talk about some things while I make dinner. I'm making a chickpea pot pie, which is my interpretation of a recipe that I got from one of my childhood friends' moms. She had a chicken pot pie recipe that I loved and was obsessed with, and I kind of turned it into a vegetarian version, not necessarily because I'm vegetarian, but because I find it a lot easier to make it this way. It takes quite a bit more time to make it with chicken or pie crust, so I just use biscuits. I'll show you guys what exactly I use and have you follow along while I'm cooking it, but I just wanted to have a little chit chat time. It's kind of been a very strange year, to be honest, but my last month has been super busy, but also I felt like there's been a huge shift. I've been working on getting back into the things that I really love doing. I had a birthday, so it's kind of funny because I feel like normally most people I think are kind of wary of birthdays and it doesn't make them feel good, but I felt just fine. Like maybe I've just gotten over the fact that, I have no choice. I have to get older, and I want to get older because I want to experience every bit of life that I can. And I just was very chill about it. I was like, 28? That ain't no problem. I got this. Not a big deal. I bet the stars in the universe that are waiting for my soul to come back and join them and move on to the next life are very proud of me for finally enjoying a birthday. Like, yeah, she gets it. Only took her 28 years to figure out how to enjoy things without feeling some type of FOMO or regret in some capacity. Oh, I don't use pie crusts. I use biscuits. This is because it cuts a lot of time off of the recipe, actually, and I don't have to put it in the oven. I can just avoid all the fiddly bits of dealing with pie crusts. I really just don't like dealing with pie crusts, but it's also tasty that way too, so up to your discretion. This is just faster. Lately I've been watching the Enola Holmes movies, which I think are so cute, and I highly recommend them. I definitely chose my Thanksgiving outfit based on Enola, with like a long skirt and these like frilly shirts on top, and it was just fun to dress up like that. Sometimes I come across movies and TV shows or other forms of media that just remind me of who I am at my core, who I was as a kid, which to me are the same thing. Now that I'm 28, I kind of think about who I was half my life ago, 14, those middle school era years, so like 11, 12, 13, 14. I feel like that was when I was truly myself. That's who I was. All my interests, truthfully, are pretty much still the same. Like, I still love history, I still love photography, I still love making videos. I love fashion, or like personal style. Honestly, not even fashion, like being fashionable, but personal style and being creative, showing my personality through that. And I think being in your 20s, especially your early to mid 20s, is a lot of figuring out how to find your way back to your core inner child and who you really are, and getting out of that mindset of like having to be quote unquote an adult, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. You don't have to only like adult things. You don't have to like suddenly be obsessed with organizing, or okay, maybe that's not an adult thing, but y'all know what I mean. Like, going to bars and only caring about traveling. And while I love traveling, it's not realistic most of the time. I have to work to survive, to eat, to pay the bills. So those to me are not part of my core personality because there's so much more to me than the places that I want to go. And I feel like I have always been able to find like the fun and fantasy of life where I am, no matter the scenario, no matter the place I'm at. I really have such a creative brain that just likes to fall deeply into whatever show I'm watching or book I'm reading or whatever I'm writing or creating, and just really be in the moment and enjoy the humanity of enjoying for the sake of just because we like it, just because it seems cool. And I have really struggled probably the last 5-6 years with letting who I am at my core come out and do what it wants. Like, I have felt like I'm supposed to be past that. You get to a certain age and you're like, I should be past that, like that shouldn't be interesting anymore. Well, that's silly because I liked it for so long. Why can't I still like it? Why can't I still be interested in history, in taking photos and making films and videos and all that stuff, like as if because I did it as a child that is childish all of a sudden? But that doesn't make sense. It can just be an evolution of who I am. Like, I'm probably better at it now. I probably can interpret things differently, be more creative, be creative in a different way. So it's kind of silly that I got stuck so long thinking that there was no purpose and all those things I enjoyed when I was like 14, and truthfully still enjoy to this day. I was just stifling myself. And I wish I had caught it sooner, because it's really hard to stop thinking I've missed out on years of my life that I could have been doing creative work and just like enjoying the things that I really enjoy. But I really can't think of it that way. It's silly. I kind of like to think of it as like when you go to a sushi restaurant. I think I got this from a podcast I was listening to before. A sushi restaurant, and it's the ones where the sushi goes around and you like take your plate off of the like track or whatever. And it's one of the sushi plates that I don't want to regret things. I don't want to think of that because it makes me feel bad. I don't like it. And if I don't like it, then why would I pick it up and try it? So I should just let it keep going around the track for somebody else who likes it to take it, or just let the thought keep going, basically, is the whole point, I think. And not settle on it and ruminate on regret. And that's one of my biggest faults, is that I ruminate on things that I can't change. All I can do is, okay, well, what am I going to do about it right now? I should have done the thing. Well, then time to do the thing. What am I waiting for? Literally nothing. I have always been also the type of person that thinks a situation needs to be perfect before I actually do it, or I need to have all the utensils to do the thing, all the skills. But that's just not how it works. I just need to try. How am I going to get better if I don't just do it? Recently, I felt such a strong shift in myself that I feel like I finally can do things that I've been wanting to do, and I'm not so harsh on myself for not doing what, I don't know, maybe society thinks I should be doing as an adult. Like, you should be having kids and I don't know, investing, be super, super money driven. And when I don't want to do that, I want to actually enjoy the things I want to do. I don't need to monetize every single hobby I have or every single little thing I enjoy because it's stressful. And I just want to slow down, enjoy the things that I know I like and I haven't made time for in so long, because they're what child me would do or young me would do. I act like I'm supposed to be this whole new person just because I've aged a few years. That's not how it works. And I've also lost confidence the past like 5-6 years of my life in the things that arguably not just myself but other people would say that I'm good at. And I haven't suddenly lost that knowledge or lost that skill, but I act like I have to start completely over, like, oh, suddenly I'm a newbie at this, like photography. I have many years of experience in photography, arguably almost decades at this point, and I act like I don't know anything. Like, I can't just get out and do the thing. Sure, I might have to, like, practice a little bit, kind of readjust my portfolio and edit it, but it doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing. And I've even helped teach photography and other art classes, and I've won awards for my photography. So I just get so inside my head because I'm not younger, as if I have to be a new person and reinvent myself and have new skills all the time. But I don't have to learn new skills if I don't want to. Sure, I'm going to because I like to learn new things. But there, I'm sure, are areas of photography that I haven't explored. Like, I really want to learn how to do tintypes and get a tintype camera and do all that. And I'd love to create my own darkroom at home so I can keep doing darkroom photography because that's one of my favorite things in the world. And while I love digital, there's just something glorious about darkroom photography. Something that's, it's like you slow down with darkroom photography. I love that you just really get to know your camera. You can't just point and shoot. And you learn how to frame up a photo properly, because it's not the same type of editing as Photoshop. It is completely different to edit a photo in the darkroom, and it really makes you hone your skill, which I think is really cool, and it helps you, truthfully helps you slow down, because you have to take a second. You're limited. There's only so many exposures on one roll of film, and you only have so many chances to take the photo that you're looking for. And it's funny because I find you never really take the photo you think you're taking. It's always a little bit different. You have something in your mind, and then what you find in your viewfinder is slightly different from what comes out as the end result. And I feel like it's a combination of the two. It's a combination of what you're seeing in the viewfinder and what's in your head, and what you've created becomes its own child. And mixing them together is where your artistry is found, where your vision is. And I just love getting to do that. And I have deprived myself of enjoying that just because I don't think the older version of me should enjoy that. Which, not that I say it out loud, doesn't make any sense. And I just deserve, as you deserve, to do what makes me happy. And whether you want to monetize it or not, everybody's always talking about monetizing your hobbies, doing the side hustle. I get it. And the world is harsh and cruel, and money is difficult, to say the least. But it's also okay to just slow down and let who you've always been shine through. Let your younger you, aka who is also the current you, let them hang out together and just enjoy who you are. Enjoy what you like. Don't let what society says or other people say you should be at in life right now. There's no, oh, you're at this age, you should be here. That's just not true. There are people who go to college when they're 50. There are people who don't go to college at all. There are people who start a business when they're 65, when they're 32. People who don't have kids until they're 35. People who don't have kids at all. There are also a million ways to reinvent yourself, and there is always time for you to get back to who you are. And everybody is uniquely themselves. There is no other version of you that exists out there that you think you need to strive for. You just need to strive for it, enjoying yourself, and you'll find your purpose along the way. I don't think I'd want to be 14 again, but I would be curious what she would think of me now. And sometimes I kind of think she would have been disappointed in me the past few years, but at the same time, I actually don't think so. I think she'd be like, we did what we needed to do in the moment, so who cares? Let's just keep going. Let's find the next project. Let's go to the next photo shoot. Let's, I don't know, what's the new show we're watching? What book are we reading? What are we doing? Past me wouldn't have cared. She would have just wanted to talk about Twilight. Because, 14 was probably still reading Twilight. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I was reading that was really important at that time. I think I had an obsession with The Great Gatsby then. But I was just so always into history. And, I'm upset with myself that lately in the past few years, I've been denying myself of who I am. And as if there's no purpose to enjoying the things that I love. There's always a purpose in just being yourself. Oh, hey, I'm done with dinner and Ryder's here, so I'm gonna go eat now. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I think I really needed to talk about that. But let's talk again soon, okay? I love you. Bye.